Welcome to UINDY TV. My name is Naira Ortiz.
And I'm Elijah Sutton.
And on to news today. On Monday morning, the Indiana Fire Department responded to a house fire in Beech Grove. According to IFD, at 11:11 a.m., fire crews were dispatched to the 100 block of South 13th Street. Upon arrival, they were met by 2 adults, 4 children, and 1 dog, who immediately were displaced from the fire, allowing most of the family to escape unharmed. However, 1 child jumped from the first-story window during the fire, landing in a window well 15 feet below the ground. The child was taken to Riley Hospital for Children in serious condition, while 1 firefighter was taken to Eskenazi Health with mild injuries. The cause of the fire is unknown and is still being investigated at this time.
On the other side of town on Saturday, an altercation at a bar in Broad Ripple left 1 person dead and several others injured. A 25-year-old male was arrested in connection to the shooting at Landshark's Bar in Broad Ripple after being captured on the bar's surveillance video. Witnesses stated that 2 women were arguing when the man reached into one woman's chest area and opened fire, killing 36-year-old Tim Brown and injuring 5 others. The other victims are said to be okay. Landshark's owners are unsure when or if they will reopen after this tragedy.
And efforts have been underway to help Hoosiers in need after the EF3 tornado that touched down last Thursday. A donation center in Winchester is providing aid to those affected by the recent tornado, and the Randolph County Sheriff's Office says the center is relocating. The donation center will move from the Winchester Field House to the Winchester Moose Club located at 181 North Middle School Road. The new location is set to open next Tuesday. Since that tornado touched down, community efforts to help those in need have been exponential in Randolph County, which has showcased, I should say, the Hoosier spirit here in Indiana to help whenever and wherever it may be needed.
A silver alert has been canceled for a missing man from Avon, Indiana. The Hendricks County Sheriff's Office issued the alert yesterday morning because 27-year-old Bryson Lamont Ledsinger was reported missing Sunday night. Ledsinger is described to be about 5'9", 230 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Ledsinger was last reported wearing a Bob Marley shirt and blue jeans and was last seen driving a 2007 silver Toyota Corolla. He was said to be in extreme danger, but Ledsinger was happily found 12 hours later, unharmed.
The Indiana Department of Natural Resources has successfully recovered the body of Carson Hughes, an 18-year-old wildlife photographer from Osgood who has been missing since Friday. Hughes' body was found in Versailles Lake. The investigation into Hughes' disappearance began on Friday. On Sunday at 6:50 p.m., conservation officer divers used sonar equipment to help locate his body in approximately 6 feet of water. The search and recovery efforts involved multiple agencies, including the Ripley County Sheriff's Office, Indiana State Police Aviation, and numerous civilian volunteers. Tragically, Hughes was pronounced dead at the scene by the Ripley County Coroner's Office. The exact cause of his death is pending until the autopsy results return.
IMPD needs your help in finding a 23-year-old Tanya Hughes. Tanya, who is pictured here, is described as having brown hair, brown eyes, black hair, standing about 5'4" and weighing around 215 pounds. Her last sighting was on the 2300 block of Post Road on Thursday, March 14th. Tanya is believed to be in danger. If you or anyone you know have any information that could help in this case, please dial 911 or you can call 317-262-TIPS and remain anonymous.
And birth control now available online? Well, stay tuned. We'll be back after this short break.
So the overall mission here at Flanner House Indy is to help with the development and growth, the self-efficiency and self-sufficiency of the near northwest side of Indianapolis. When the AA closed in the area, that left the near northwest side a food desert. So Brandon Cosby, the executive director of Flanner House, started with the Flanner House Farms, where they grow fresh produce organically for the neighborhood around. And then later on down the line, Cleo's came about. So we're here to help with the sustainability of getting fresh food at cheap prices to the locals around. Black owned, black ran. That's the gist of Cleo's for the most part.
Welcome back. After making statements in a controversial interview, ABC News and George Stephanopoulos were accused of defamation by the former President Donald Trump in a new lawsuit he filed late on Monday. In an appearance with This Week, Stephanopoulos questioned Republican Nancy Mace, a survivor of sexual assault, about her continued backing of Trump following the discovery by a jury that he assaulted writer E. Jean Carroll in 1996. Throughout the interview with Mace, Stephanopoulos repeatedly claimed that Trump had, quote, raped Carroll. The allegations made by Trump in his lawsuit, which was submitted to the Southern District of Florida Federal Court, are that the interviewer made remarks that were, quote, false, intentional, malicious, and designed to cause harm. When questioned, a representative for ABC News did not provide a comment on this matter.
In other news this week, history has been made with the first ever over-the-counter birth contraceptive have made its way into online retail. The O-pill, as it's named, will be soon hitting stores near you in the coming weeks, or even days, marking a major milestone in our nation's history in terms of access to birth control. The O-pill, which is 98% effective at preventing pregnancy, also does not have any age restrictions or prescription requirements thus far. The pill is currently available at opill.com and Amazon.
And there is now a new movement for parents to not give their children phones until after 8th grade across our nation. 50,000 families along all 50 states have joined the Wait Until 8th pledge. Parents are saying that their children are being influenced too much by technology and it can consume their children, even making them grow up too fast. Parents nationwide are asking other families to join the pledge and band together so kids don't think they need one just because their friends have them. Parents are also trying to prevent their children from the troubles that can come from having a phone, like depression, anxiety, and cyberbullying, by joining the Wait Until 8th movement.
In more exciting news, Divine Joy Randolph won Best Supporting Actress for the movie The Holdovers at this year's Oscars Awards, becoming just the 10th black woman to win this award, marking history yet again. Randolph is no stranger to winning awards, given that she has been a hot commodity this acting season. She has been a frontrunner for multiple awards, including the Golden Globes and Critics' Choice Awards. After being awarded the Oscar, Randolph can now say that she has joined the ranks with other black women such as Lupita Nyong'o, Jennifer Hudson, and Viola Davis, who have also earned these awards.
I know that's right.
Randolph gave a heartfelt speech saying, quote, "I didn't think I was supposed to be doing this as an acting career. I started off as a singer and my mother said, go across to that street to the theater department. There's something for you there. And I thank my mother for doing that."
Well, this should definitely teach us all to listen to our moms. They might really know what's best for us and, lead us to millions too.
Is that what you're telling your son now too?
I better. I hope I lead him to millions. True. If he wants to act and be on TV like his mom aspires to be, then so be it. Well, speaking of money and lots of it, I'm feeling like $1 million just feeling today's sun out, Kendall. Is it going to stick around? I'm hoping so.
Hey, Elijah, thank you so much for having me. Spring break started yesterday. You will still need them. Right now it's 43 degrees, partly cloudy, so the sun is shining for you. It feels like 37 degrees though. We got 12 hour per mile winds coming in from the northwest right now. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the weather for tonight. Around 6 p.m. it's going to be 47 degrees, clear skies all evening. 7 o'clock dropping down to 44, 8 o'clock 41, 9 o'clock it's going to be 38 degrees, still clear outside, 10 p.m. 35, and at 11 p.m. dropping down to 32, which is a record low for this time of year. That's all I have for you right now. Let's head back on over to the desk with Nia and Elijah.
Thank you so much, Kendall. That sun felt amazing today. Do you agree?
I do agree. That's why I had my windows down when I was driving today.
Me too.
But we'll be back after this break. And the NCAA tournament is just hours away. Charles, I know you've been busy.
We'll leave it to our actual athletes. Watch UINDY TV's live sports broadcast on GLVCSN and YouTube.
There's often a moment when you're helping somebody with math where they just suddenly get over that little barrier and they get it. It's a nice aha moment, and I really like being involved in helping students achieve that moment, and we do get a lot of those here in the tutoring lab.
Well, as Elijah mentioned before we went on a quick break, the NCAA tournament is right around the corner. Literally, time is ticking. It's just a couple hours away. You've been pretty busy, huh, Charles?
Yes, I have been. Thank you guys very much. UINDY basketball learned the true meaning of heartbreak this season as they hosted the Ferris State Bulldogs in the second round of the regional tournament. The Battle of the Dogs was a very close game throughout and was all UINDY for the first half. But the coach of the Bulldogs said he believed they were here for a reason and did not need to make any adjustments. Not many were made, and that man was right as the Bulldogs started to play extremely well and they were able to force it to a close game. In the end, due to some foul trouble from the Greyhounds, the Bulldogs were able to force OT on a missed Jarvis Walker 3. As overtime hit, there were some controversial calls that led to senior Kendrick Choa being fouled out alongside Steinfield and Ija. The Bulldogs six-man Harrison hit a clutch 3 to put Ferris State up 4, and the deficit was just too much for the Greyhounds, who fell in that one. And the post-game conference, Ferris State coach, who knew Jarvis Walker and his family, explained his love for him as a player and wished him the best on the future. I join with him as I wish the best for our Greyhounds as they continue their careers. In other news, free agency was a bang for the NFL as we see some much-needed signings from many teams. And here are my top 3. At the 3 spot, I want to talk about the Ravens, who signed Derrick Henry, who was an amazing pickup. Now they have the backfield of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. In my second spot, I got to say the Texans, who picked up Danielle Hunter, who was one of the best defensive linemen and gave them a real threat on the edge. This signing was amazing for the Texans as they look like they're attempting to make a Super Bowl push while CJ Stroud is under rookie contract. Last but most certainly not least, we have the Steelers, who trade for Justin Fields. They were able to give a 6th-round pick for a potential top 10 quarterback who will be playing under Russell Wilson as he looks to figure out his game. I believe the Steelers have a chance to make a good push with that strong defense and now 2 solid quarterbacks to lean on for years to come. I cannot wait for the NFL season next year. UINDY Swim and Dive had an eventful past week as they took home 2 trophies. The men's team won 3rd and women won 4th as the swim team continues to dominate. Last year they also won trophies and are proving to be one of the best in the nation. The Greyhounds will look to continue this success throughout the years, and I personally am excited to see the future of this UINDY team. It should be fun to see. Moving on to March Madness, as Nia and Elijah said, the NCAA begins soon, and we are here in the studio, cannot wait. The main 1 seeds were obvious as we see UConn, Houston, UNC, and Purdue. And me and many members here at UINDY TV have already made our brackets, and I know many wait in anticipation to see the results of the main slate of games. However, moving on to last night's games, the first 2 games were played between Colorado State versus Virginia for the 10th seed, and we had the 16th seed game. This is what happened. In last night's game, starting with Virginia and Colorado State, the Cavaliers came into that game flat. Colorado State managed to hold them to just 14 points in the first half as they absolutely dominate the Cavaliers, 67-42, and move on to the main tournament. Lastly, we had a little fun one between Wagner and Howard for the 16th seed. The game was close, but due to 3 missed threes to end the game, Wagner comes out on top of that one, 71-68. Even more madness to come tonight, though, and it should be great. But this is all I have for you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Charles. He always has so much. I could never keep all that at the top of my mind. Like, that is so much sports going on. So many teams to keep track of. I mean, he just does it all. I couldn't.
He's almost like a human calculator, but for sports.
Oh, right, exactly. That's a really good reference. Well, up next, a Downtown Indy concert you want to be sure to attend, and reporter Kendall Pearson will join us with the latest in entertainment.
How about those Nuggets this year, Jace? It sounds like a chip to me.
They ain't going back to back. Ain't no one getting past Boston. They got a super team, man.
All right, Jace, check up. This is the last call. Jace and I head-to-head on football, baseball, basketball, and everything UINDY.
Mondays, 6 p.m. UINDY TV on YouTube and Xfinity Stream Channel 1096.
Welcome back, and I know you all might have been waiting for this. Let's get caught up in this latest entertainment with our Spotlight reporter, Kendall Pearson. Hey, Kendall.
Hey, Elijah. Thank you guys for having me back. Cara Delevingne, a well-known British model and actress, is heartbroken after her home in LA has been burned to the ground. She is currently featured in the cabaret The Musical at the Kit Kat Club located in the West End of England. She quickly flew home and posted on social media thanking the Los Angeles Fire Department, writing, "Thank you from the bottom of my heart to all the firefighters and people that have showed up to help. My heart is broken today. I cannot believe it. Life can change in the blink of an eye, so cherish what you have." It took 40 firefighters to extinguish the fire, and before they even started putting out the fire, the roof had collapsed. Though she lost some valuable items in the fire, luckily her 2 pet cats survived. The cause of the fire is unknown and is currently under investigation. Moving on to Hollywood's new effort to curb gun deaths. Brady United, an advocacy group, is partnering with television studios across the country to promote firearm safety. Chris Brown, the president of Brady United, told CNN, "We lose 8 kids a day in this country, and that's because firearms are not safely stored." The nonstop action show SWAT, which is televised on CBS, purposely incorporated safe gun storage clips in their scripts. The scene starts with an exhausted police officer coming home after a very long shift, but before he settles in for the evening, the show shows Hondo heading up to the bedroom closet where he removes his firearm from his waist and safely locks it in the gun safe. The show has also curbed the amount of gunfire shown as well. The influence of Hollywood is backed by academic research. Brad Bushman, who is a professor at Ohio State University who studies safe gun practices, told CNN, quote, "If they view their favorite character using guns in a safe way, then what they learn is a script for how they can behave themselves." Brady United will continue to work with other TV show producers to ensure they are showing safe techniques that viewers can use too. That's all I have for entertainment today. Let's head back on over to the desk.
Thank you so much, Kendall. I know we'll see you in just a minute or so, or even under that, because you have our weather update coming up. Well, let's get to some more entertainment, because this summer, hip-hop and R&B artist Bryson Tiller, yes, I said it, Bryson Tiller, will be stopping in downtown Indy while on tour.
Tuesday, June 25th is the day to mark. Tiller will be performing at the Everwise Amphitheater at White River State Park around 8 p.m.
Pre-sale tickets, that's where I'm going to be. The pre-sale tickets will be available to purchase March 20th at 10 a.m. to the 21st at 10 p.m. Tickets for the general public will be available the following day on Friday, March 22nd at 10 a.m. Bryson Tiller's 4th album will be released April 5th before he makes his way to us in Indy. I can't wait for that.
You know, I can't wait for him being in Indy, but speaking of fun things, what's not so fun is all this weather change. Do we have some higher temps coming, Kendall?
Elijah, but first, let's talk about last week's tornado outbreak. Last week brought twisters all across the Midwest. Though the storms have cleared, the cleanup is far from over. Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana were among the most affected areas. An EF3 tornado in Logan County, Ohio, claimed the lives of 3. Another powerful twister, this time in Winchester, Indiana, left the town in shambles, and it's the strongest storm the area has ever recorded. Efforts to continue the rescue and recovery in these communities are high. Dozens have been reported injured and thousands are still without power. Looking ahead at the weather for this week, today the high does get to 36, but it does feel a little warmer because, like Elijah wants, that sunshine is out. The low is 23 and you can expect some more clouds later. Tomorrow the high is 46 with a low of 29 and the sun will be out, so I am always thankful for that. Friday, we have a high of 47 and a low of 40, and it will be cloudy. On Saturday, the high is 62, which is basically like 80 degrees in Indiana, so you might as well bust out your swimsuits. The low is 46, and that sun will be shining. That's the last weather update I have for you today.
Thank you so much, Kendall. I am so happy to see higher temps, especially on a Saturday.
I know.
Thank you, Kendall. Keep giving us some higher temperatures. We'll definitely see you next Wednesday. Well, coming up, we've got a meeting you may want to chime in on. We'll be back in under 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Emma Donnan, elementary and middle school. Discover the Donnan difference. A school where you can celebrate others. Come together as a community. Be a part of a learning environment where students and teachers are appreciated. Emma Donnan, a culture that can't be beat, that's going onward together. A school filled with love. Emma Donnan.
I love my school.
How about those Nuggets this year, Jace? It sounds like a chip to me.
They ain't going back to back. Ain't no one getting past Boston. They got a super team, man.
All right, Jace, check up. This is the last call. Jace and I head-to-head on football, baseball, basketball, and everything UINDY.
Mondays, 6 p.m. UINDY TV on YouTube and Xfinity Stream Channel 1096.
Welcome back. Right now, IMPD is having a virtual town hall. This meeting is to discuss resources for those experiencing homelessness in Indianapolis. The officers also want to make clear what they can and can't do when responding to a call about someone who may be unhoused. Make sure to tune in and give your thoughts after this newscast. The meeting will end at 7 p.m. To join the discussion, just head over to the IMPD Facebook page and click on the link provided.
And a pit bull with an abusive start in life now has a new family and went home to that family in style. Chester was found in a banquet house with 3 other dogs before being brought to the shelter where he resided for nearly 600 days. Kyrie Brickman, the kennel manager, said, quote, Chester was completely skin and bones. The dog couldn't even lay down. He had his paw stuck in a prong collar and he was a mess. It took 10 months for shelter workers to treat him for heartworms, mange, and help him gain weight. He was finally adopted after almost 2 years, and his new family took him home in nothing other than, come on, a limo, of course. The 3 other dogs that were found with Chester have, of course, been adopted as well, thankfully.
Just in case you didn't know, the total solar eclipse will be taking place April 8th, which is just a couple weeks away. The Greyhound Transportation Company is offering special bus routes for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be right in the direct path of totality. Prices for these specialized bus routes range anywhere from $15 to $44.
With this amazing spectacle coming right over Indy, right to us, be sure to have these specialized glasses to protect your eyes from the ultraviolet and infrared radiation. To be sure you have the correct glasses that aren't expired the American
Astronomical?
There we go. Thank you so much. Yes, the Astronomical Society has released a checklist to be sure your eyes are protected. First, check the ISO label. It should be labeled with the numbers 12312-2, and sometimes 2015 is added to the end.
Now, next, be sure to check if the vendor is listed on the AAS list of safe vendors. The last step is to test the glasses out inside of your home. You should not be able to see any light at all. To check further, hold up your phone's flashlight. You should only be able to see a small light peeking through the lens.
I know,
It reminds me of 3D glasses.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of are, but you know, you want to protect your eyes. Seriously, people have gone blind from this partially. It's some serious stuff, and I mean, who wouldn't want to look cool in those 3D glasses? But if you still have your glasses from last solar eclipse and thought you could use those, think again, because they do expire 3 years from their production date, and nobody wants expired glasses again. They could damage your eyes.
Because think about putting on the glasses, looking up, and still going blind. I would feel scammed.
That would definitely be a scam. Do you have your glasses yet?
I do not. I need to get some.
I do as well. It actually happens right before I go into work that day. It's around like 3-something. Did you know that?
I did not. Look, I'll be getting out of class, so.
Exactly. So you'll have time to view it. Make sure you have your glasses. And next week, we'll be sure to give you the times. That'll be for the best viewing opportunities. UIndy and multiple campuses and multiple companies around Indy are doing many events for, one of the greatest spectacles that you could ever see right here in Indy.
I was going to say, don't forget about the Indianapolis 500. They're also putting on an event for this showing where you could buy tickets on their website. But thank you here for joining us on UIndy TV.
Tune in next week at 6 p.m. to UIndy TV on YouTube and Xfinity Channel 1096 for your weekly news update.
As always, have a good night.
And be safe, Indy.